Okay, let me welcome Sangeeta. Okay, we'll start. I don't want to make it very long. Sunday is a Sunday. It's meant for you and yourself and your family, right? And whatever you're cooking in the, I can get the aromas of your this Sunday lunch in your houses. Uh, I'll try to keep it as short and or little as sweet and short as possible. The idea was that we always do this kind of what we call overview, to clarify the doubts of students who want to get into Pilates. And those doubts can vary. I mean, a lot of people think yoga and Pilates is more or less the same. Is it Tai Chi? Whether it's pilots or Pilates, what is the name? How did that thing come out? So this is the time for you guys to ask me questions. Many of the questions are, well, today probably would be the third time I'm being asked in the last 7 days, but that's okay, perfectly okay. Because we believe at our Gaio Fitness Academy, we believe that before you do your course, you should know exactly what you're getting into. Because Pilates is not like doing a 2 hour painting workshop or whatever. It actually can help you change your career or give a rocket boost to your career in fitness and so on. Now let me make it very clear. Pilates is normally not only for the dainty, for the women, so to say. Joseph Pilates never developed it only for women because that's a typical a myth, in particular in India, that we are bodybuilders, we are strength, at least we should not be doing Pilates. Well, actually, that's wrong. I'll come to that a little later. So, welcome to our Pilates on Mat, Ball, and Reformer Teacher Training Course Overview, as we call it. Uh, Actually, the entire course is known as Integrated Pilates. We call it the Integrated Pilates Teacher Training Course. And that itself has got 3 modules. One is the Pilates on mat, which is the most important. In fact, a lot of times people ask me whether they can do Pilates on Cadillac, not even Reformer, Cadillac directly. I mean, I don't think you can do your master's degree without doing your, let's say, the bachelor's degree, right? So it's exactly the same here. And there's a reasons for it because as you start from the lower level, it's very advanced. But the foundation level, let's talk on foundation level, Pilates on mat, where you learn, we will teach you around 145 to 150 exercises. That becomes the foundation for Pilates on ball. And then comes your Pilates on reformer. Now, in India, sometimes I'm asked, why don't you teach Cadillac? Well, the point is, Pilates on the reformer itself was a bed with mattress springs on which Joseph Pilates himself slept. So the reformer is basically a replica of, or approximate replica of, the bed that he used when he was a prisoner of war in Great Britain in the early 19th century, just before World War One. But if you attach what is called a tower, TOWER, to the reformer, you actually get a Cadillac. That's one part. The second part is, in India, Cadillac is not that common. In fact, when we brought Pilates to India in 2009, we had only taught Pilates teaching. They were teaching in Bangalore. And taught Pilates, of course, it's a very good course. There's no doubt. But basically, it's a course which is designed for their equipment. Balanced body, Stott Pilates. One more guy, Mahesh has come in. Okay, he'll join it. Uh, each of these equipment manufacturers in America, there are several. Peak Pilates is one company. The other one is Balanced Body. The third is Stott, and then we have Bassi, and so on and so forth. Their equipment is more or less the same, but the height may vary. For example, the height of the frame of the reformer may be a little higher. Somebody will have a little shorter. So basically, it's that. Now, what we did was, in 2009, we brought to India what is called equipment neutral Pilates. equipment neutral Pilates in a sense. The Pilates that you learn from us or what we will share with you, you can use at any equipment that is possible. Now, there are two advantages which were not there earlier. Everybody in those days said, start, balance body, balance body, balance body. I'm talking of 2009. But now, the last 2 years particularly, I was pleasantly surprised that even India is manufacturing Pilates equipment. So there is Chinese equipment coming. There's Taiwanese coming in. There's American stuff. There's Spanish. Fantastic. If you have the money and the budget, you can buy a line of equipment called Born, B-O-N, Born Pilates from Spain. So you have lots of products available here, but our certificate courses make you help you master the principles of Pilates, which you can then apply on any equipment that we have, of that particular genre of equipment. Reformer, I mean, you can't be doing Cadillac on Reformer and vice versa. So, and of course, the third one is of Pilates on Reformer. Now, this is the one part of it. The second thing is, when we sent our master trainers to America to be trained and certified as Pilates master trainers, the first one was Anupama Gopal in 2008. That's how many years ago? My God, 15 years ago. And I sent them to the Pilates Institute of America. Pilates Institute of America, which is closed down some years ago now, where the owner, one British lady by name Francis, or her pet name is Frankie Puglisi, worked with, now listen to this very careful, this particular name, Lolita San Miguel. Lolita San Miguel. Even today, I think she's in her 90s now. She's the only living teacher to have been trained by Joseph Pilates himself. He had trained only 7, a handful of Pilates teachers, and the youngest surviving today is Lolita San Miguel, and she is the youngest of the 7 elders. They're known as the Pilates elders, not the word guru, but elder. So Anupama and Saima, our earlier master trainer, and even Yasmin, who is probably the longest experience in Pilates, and she'll be teaching you. All three have the benefit of having trained through Frankie Puglisi as per the traditional Pilates principles laid down by Joseph Pilates. Across the world, particularly especially in America, every education provider or an equipment manufacturer came up with his or her own interpretation of Pilates. Nothing wrong in it. Absolutely nothing wrong. But in fact, between 1883 this is Joseph Pilates himself. Probably he was already the age of 90. He was born in 1883, died in 1967, and went during his lifetime, particularly from the 1920s till 1967, for 47-50 years, he called it Body Contrology. Idea was to control the posture of your body. That was control the spine. And therefore, he called it Body Contrology. Only after he passed away in 1967, all the students that he taught, the elders, came together and said, in memory and honor of Joseph Pilates, we will call his body of work not as Body Contrology, but as Pilates. It's not pilots. It's not Pilates. It's not Pilates pilots. It's not Pilates. It's Pilates. It's a German name. In fact, even his first name Joseph, you'll actually be pronouncing it as Joseph. He's a German guy. And how did he come up with this Pilates? Very interesting. A little quick 2 minutes on this, and you'll really begin to find your interest in Pilates developing. He was never a soldier. During World War I, when Great Britain and Prussia, Germany went to war, he was not a soldier. He just happened to be an alien German. He happened to be a German citizen caught in England at the time the war started. So he became an alien, and he had to be arrested, and he was put behind the bars. Now, since childhood, because of his illnesses, asthma, particularly his asthma, and he was a weakling, like most weak people wants to develop his body. He had already started combining concepts of Tai Chi, Greek gymnastics, and yoga. Now, you'll ask me why yoga. Now, it's very interesting. In the late 19th century, early 20th century, Germany was fond of the word Aryan. We say Indians or North Indians are Aryan, or South Indians are not, that kind of stuff. Actually, there's nothing called Aryan. The word comes from Iran, Aryavrata and so on and so forth. But the Germans believed in everything Aryan, which was identified with the old India. And therefore, even today, for example, some of the best departments, university departments for Sanskrit are not only in India, but also in Germany. So yoga became something of that part. And that's how Pilates took to yoga. Now, Pilates, the body of exercise is not only Pilates, it's not only Tai Chi, it's not only Greek gymnastics. He used his own ideas, merged together, and came up with this body of exercises. And when he was a prisoner in England, when Pilates was a prisoner in England, they had bath water in barrels. They didn't have showers and things in the jail. That was in 1913, 1912 or 1914. So he began to use the empty barrel for exercise. The bed on which he slept, the bed on which he slept had springs. So he began to use of springs, which are now what we call the reformer. The chair became the chair, the barrel became the ladder barrel, and so on and so forth. So whatever he used, I think I request you guys to keep your mic mute because it disturbs the others. Keep your mic mute. Okay. Yeah. Manoj. Yeah, Manoj. Yeah. Hello, Manoj. Aapka. Okay. I think I muted Manoj. So the thing is, that's how that Pilates started. Okay. It was sometime around 1925 or so that he shifted from Germany to New York. And this is very important to keep in mind. I'll tell you why. I told you that people think Pilates is meant only for sissies. It's meant only for women. No, that's not true. Pilates is very much today part of strength and conditioning, which is an advanced version of personal training. It's very fascinating the number of cricket teams or football World Cup football teams who actually engage in Pilates. When Joseph Pilates started, his first few clients, among his first few clients were the then world heavyweight boxing champion, the world boxing bodybuilding champion. So basically, he had developed it for all kinds of athletes. It was not meant for only women. Why did that myth come up? Because when he shifted to New York, he set up his studio in an area called Broadway, which was famous for ballet, dances, theaters, and so on. And because his studio was somewhere in Broadway area, the ballet dancers went to him. Now, there are male ballet dancers, there are female lady ballet dancers. But the fact that the women were there, so naturally everybody's thinking, oh, he trains women. But they forgot brilliant, very muscular, very athletics, very, very strong male ballet dancers. So this is one thing that we keep in mind, and I think I don't know, Yasmin is yet to join us, but she will tell you probably when she starts teaching you. I have seen, I mean, nothing wrong in bodybuilding. It's a great noble sport. We have Sumiti here, who's a champion bodybuilder from Punjab. Probably she's going to take the world by storm in this year or next year. Weightlifters, powerlifters. When I see them do Pilates, they're actually their hands tremble, they shake, they shiver. The men are men. Suviti is a woman. Women are stronger than men, so her hands may not shiver. She may not tremble. But I've seen this happen. I've seen huge guys just collapsing like, a tree which is cut and then the tree falls on. I've seen some of the strong guys landing down. Now, I don't want to spend too much of time on this, but basically Pilates had one thing in mind. Develop your spine. Develop your spine. Now, what does that mean? When you develop your spine, strengthen your time, you sit straight. See, all of us are slouching, right? You are supposed to sit. At the age of 90, the guy, look at his photograph right here. That was the age of just before he, apparently 3 or 4 months before he passed away. Absolutely straight. Absolutely straight. He believed in strengthening the muscles that help us keep the spine erect. Now, all of you, I'm sure, are in fitness or either as fitness professionals or you go to a gym, you go for a walk. I'm sure Rashika must be going to the gym and, of course, walking on the wonderful Juhu beach, which I miss so much now. There are certain muscles which we do not discuss, leave alone engage in weight training. regular weight training, there are certain muscles in the body which we only think of biceps and quadriceps and latissimus and the pectoralis major, minor, all that kind of stuff. But there are certain deep-seated muscles which help you in context of your posture, which is important for bodybuilders, for a housewife, for my mother who passed away at the age of 97 in September. It's important for young children. My grandchildren, I have 3 grandchildren, all 6, 8, 6, 4, 6, 10, or something like that. I mean, they all begin to get into this Pilates because I want them to have an absolutely straight posture. Okay. So basically the core, that's how the concept of core came along. See, if you ask 30, 40 years ago, what is the core of your body? People would say, your abs, your abdominal muscles are the core. It is Pilates who said, no, it's not just the abdominal muscles, but the entire trunk of your body, minus the arms and your legs, the limbs. Take away the limbs, what is left is your torso or the trunk. That is the core, which means your chest, your back, abdominal muscles, lower back muscles, and your glutes, your hips. This became the core. So when you do Pilates, you are basically improving your core, strengthening it, stabilizing it, strengthening it, stabilizing it, and then everything flows from that. Now, you remember one thing. I mean, Dr. Reena is here from Indonesia. She will probably tell us. Uh, okay. From a biomechanical point of view, 60% of the power that you generate in your shoulder, for example, for a fast bowler, cricketer, or a tennis player, comes from your lower body. But the lower body power has to be transferred to the shoulder through your torso, your trunk, right? So that is where the anterior muscles or posterior muscles of the torso are engaged, are activated, and that is where Pilates helps. Okay? Pilates will not give you muscle mass, which is meant for a bodybuilder, but it will definitely give you muscle definition. It will help you get muscle definition, local muscular endurance, which is what we, in simple language, we call stamina. If a client comes to you and says, "Acha, mujhe stamina badhana hai," to trainer kya karta hai? What does the trainer do? He makes him run on the treadmill. Today 3 minutes, tomorrow 5 minutes, and so on. That's not stamina. That is aerobic endurance. When a lay person talks of stamina, he talks in terms of what we call local muscular endurance, ability to repeat a particular action any number of times. Okay. Dr. Poonam, yeah, okay. I me today. Whenever you want, just raise your hand. I will allow you to, because otherwise the people get this thing. So basically, Pilates is what he developed from his own experiences, and in fact, to continue with the discussion, there are certain muscles which Pilates looks after, focuses on. It's not the biceps, it's not the quadriceps, it's not the cosmetic muscles. They are the deep-seated muscles or the deep muscles which you cannot touch. I mean, if I touch my chest, it's a pectoralis major, right? Or if I touch my abdomen, it could be what I think is it's the rectus abdominis. But we are talking of the deep-seated muscles, for example, the obliques, the transverse abdominis in the front, and equally important, the muscles that support your spine. Two examples. One is called the multifidus. Multifidus, multifidus. And the other one is, of course, the suite, SUIT, a suite of muscles or the group of muscles which we call erector spinae. Now, these two muscles are normally not paid attention to in a typical weight training environment, right? So this is where the whole thing comes up. And what I mentioned right on the top, Pilates is the only exercise discipline which suits the Indian fitness psyche. What does it mean? 99% of Indians don't want to have too much of strength or too much of muscle mass. Now, Suviti here is a bodybuilding champion. I love strength training. Even at my age of 70, I love strength training. But everybody is not like us. Most people, what an average Indian or average client who will come to you, what will he want or what will she want? Less body fat, more flexibility, little bit of stamina, local muscular endurance, right? Things like that. And what can give them is Pilates. It is as if Joseph Pilates developed or designed body contrology for the people of South Asia and India. It's a very interesting thing. So Pilates works deep muscle that are functional muscle. As I mentioned, two names I gave you, multifidus and erector spinae. Now, I told you that Joseph Pilates always had the spine in mind. In fact, here are a lot of quotations about from him on Google. Google is quotations. It basically all will be in the context of posture, spine. You are as young as your spine, which is true. I mean, even at the age of 40, that was 30 years ago, I was old because my spine was inflexible because of too much of track and field practice and tennis and this and that. Okay. A bodybuilder also, every sport has its own, I won't say injuries, but it has got its side effects. A tennis player, for example, watch on television, Rafael Nadal or Djokovic or any of these young guys or any of these tennis players, the right arm, the playing arm is nearly 40% bigger than the left arm. It's very interesting. Most of us runners are kyphotic. We have a little hunchback. It's just because of practicing only those muscles which are relevant to your sport. A bodybuilder, for example, bodybuilders also tend to have a little, a curved, what we call a protracted shoulder because of very, very strong trapezius muscles and the pectoralis major. So we are not what actually in real life, even for sportsmen, we should not, I repeat, we should not be what's called hypokinetic. Hypokinetic means it should not happen that the front side of the body is stronger than the rear side of the body. Anterior is more powerful, stronger than the posterior, or upper body is stronger than the lower body, which is find in gyms. See, most gyms, an average client is more interested in developing his biceps, but he will not do squats. He will not exercise his legs because that squat is the king of exercise. To me, it is my favorite, but for other people, it may not be. It is not the favorite. But that leads to hypokinetic development. And Pilates is one thing is that it helps you develop your body in a very evenly balanced manner. And as I mentioned, his focus was always on the spine, which is very important for all of us. If your spine is inflexibly stiff at 30, you are old. I gave you my own example. At the age of 40, I thought I was already 70. If it is completely flexible at 60, you are young. How true, Now, I don't want to repeat the same. We have discussed this, but yes, Pilates is one form of exercise which makes your body inherently stronger from inside out. What do you mean by inside out? We still focus on the deep-seated muscles. So, if you ask me now, should you do Pilates after weight training? I would say yes, at least twice a week. Because in weight training, you tend to focus on the external muscles, not the superficial muscles, but the subcutaneous, the muscle just under your skin, right? The pectoralis major. But what about the deep muscle, the rhomboid, your multifidus, your erector spinae? Now, for instance, just as you flex your muscle, contract the muscle of your thigh or your biceps, you should be able to, even as I talk to you, you should be able to focus on the side of your spine. If this is the spine, the profile of my phone is a spine, there are muscles along the spine. You should be now, as you listen to me, as you experience the headaches that I'm giving you now, I want you guys to start actually contracting the multifidus. Try to contract the back muscle just below or around the lower back, for example. It's very interesting. When we do Pilates, we'll actually teach you how to judge your own deep muscle contractions. Everybody can sit and say, contract the pectoralis major, even I can do. So what? But Pilates will help you isolate mentally, focus on those muscles which are inside, the deeper, and work them. That is why we say you make the body stronger from inside out. It is versatile enough for all walks of life in the sense. Brilliant for children, fantastic for old people, old people with a young heart like me. Good for bodybuilders, it's good for sportsmen. In fact, this is some years ago, some 8 or 10 years, 12 years ago, I'm not sure. We had the Football World Cup in South Africa. There were 32 teams there in the finals. And out of 32 teams, if I remember correctly, 20 teams were doing nothing but Pilates as they approached the World Cup. They had tapered. There's a principle called tapering your training program. You start in the off season, then your pre-season, in season, and post season. But these guys in season, I mean, for them, World Cup was, well, it's a hodgepodge actually. All over the world, football is being played, the peak of their season, and suddenly you get this World Cup. But all that they did was basically to strengthen their stamina building or local muscular endurance building and score stability building exercises through Pilates. Not even Pilates on reformer. Basically, where are you going to carry the reformer if you're going to a World Cup tournament? You will have to do on the mat or maybe on the ball. So it's versatile. It's great for. In fact, it has happened. I mean, many of our Pilates students get corporate contracts. Big companies say, "Okay, please come and teach." Our people are sitting too long on the chair. 10 ghante baithte. They sit on the chair for 10 hours, and they all 60% of them are complaining of lower back issues. And as you know, lower LBP, lower back pain, is the most common thing across the world. 95% of us have got lower back pain, right? So for you to relieve the lower back pain, the best thing would be to do Pilates. Well, as I mentioned, it is most suited to an average Indian. Average Indian, not people like you and me who are already, we love fitness so much. We are already motivated that I don't mind doing a leg workout twice a week or thrice a week. An average Indian guy will do only once in a month or once in 3 weeks, right? So we are different. I'm not talking about you and me. I'm talking about the average Indian client. How will you sell your Pilates to? It flattens your stomach, tightens your glutes and your thighs, improves posture. Particularly today, we are all looking at our phone hunched back or sitting at the computer hunched back. Makes you look and feel taller. Lot of times people call me, sir, my height is 5'6". Can I add 2 more inches? Well, it's not possible. It's really not possible. I mean, all those magical black magic, all kinds of nonsense on advertisement. Don't believe that. But what is more important, if you are lean and well-defined musculature, it's like wearing a vertically striped shirt. If I wear a horizontally striped shirt, I will look broad. But if I wear a vertically striped shirt, I will look thinner and taller. The same effect is given by Pilates, which makes your muscle definition more pronounced. It certainly helps you sleep better because your blood circulation becomes better, right? Improves your bone density. And when we talk in terms of bone density, we are generally, in simple terms, you're looking at the layer of the outer hard surface of the bone called periosteum. Particularly, well, in the old days, we would say, oh, especially women, because during their menstrual cycle, they lose so many minerals and this and that. Actually, even men lose their bone density. Yes, women lose it as a physiological phenomenon, right? But men, and also women who smoke, for example, or people who have lots of alcohol, or actors, Bollywood actors and actresses who stand with all kinds of makeup in front of arc lamps and huge bright lamps, the density goes down. And most important, in today's world, whether you go to a gym or not, we have forgotten the art or the skill of going outdoors. We are not getting the natural vitamin D from the sun. Even 20 minutes in the sun has become a luxury for us. And a particular place like Mumbai. I mean, here, if I look up, I cannot see the sun. I can only see the buildings, right? So in this situation, bone density, improving bone density is very, very important. It helps you stabilize your cholesterol levels. When I say talk in terms of cholesterol levels, just think of obesity. Minimize, lower the body fat content in your body. Please, today or not today, I mean, tomorrow early morning on an empty stomach, empty bladder, get your body fat checked and share it with me. I'll tell you what exercise you have to do apart from Pilates. So once you bring your low obesity down, cholesterol levels, all these things will fall more or less stabilize. Stabilize blood pressure readings, tones and tightens muscles. Who doesn't want taut muscles, And of course, it's great, as I mentioned, fantastic for sportsmen. I mentioned to you about World Cup football. I've seen all kinds of sportsmen, not necessarily at the Olympic or the World Cup level. If you want to develop your market as a Pilates teacher, after you do our Pilates or mat course, go to schools. How do you approach the school? What should you write? That I will help you. I will give you a draft proposal. For example, Ferry is in Dehradun. I would love to give her a draft proposal which you can take to the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration in Mussoorie and say, okay, I would like Ferry to train all the budding civil servants of India. Why not? After all, you also want to make money, yes. You also want to have emotional satisfaction of helping clients. Why not? So, and we are there to help you out. We always keep help you in this kind of situation. Improve strength, minimizes injury risk, improved mind-muscle coordination. I just gave the example of trying to contract the multifidus in your body. As of now, you are not sure where the multifidus is. But once you are taught where the multifidus is, and we spend some time in trying to isolate the muscle on your back and contract that particular muscle in a prone position, you will then begin to understand what is this concept of neuromuscular adaptations. How does the mind control the muscle and so on and so forth, right? And most important, strengthens the core. Who doesn't want a strong core? We are done this. I don't want to copy this, so I will go to the next slide, which is our Pilates or mat course. See, it has got two modules. Our Pilates on mat, it has two modules. For module 1, there are 3 modules, sorry. This PPT speaks only in terms of 2 modules, but let me explain. Pilates, module 1 is a theory part. Now, listen to this very carefully. This is the only Pilates on mat course in India, which is internationally accepted in more than 50 countries, wherever EREPS is recognized. EREPS stands for European Register of Exercise Professionals. They are based in Brussels, the whole of European Union, that's about 29 or 30 countries, United Kingdom, UAE, Qatar, and the many of the Middle East countries, Australia, Canada, accept this certification. Okay. Now, therefore, we follow the academic standards of EREPS. And therefore, we will teach you this theory, profile of Joseph Pilates, his history, his life history, his biography, let's say, philosophy of his Pilates teaching. Why did he call contrology? What is the philosophy behind it? Exercise anatomy with specific reference to Pilates. Exercise kinesiology and biomechanics with specific reference to Pilates. Theory and practice of fitness. Now you'll ask me, what is this? This is my favorite subject, which I will teach personally. There are 16 types of fitness. Please remember, there are 16 types of fitness, and there are 8 methods of training. 16 types of fitness, 8 methods of training. One of those 16 fitness goals or types is muscle mass. That muscle mass is good for bodybuilding. Now, here is a small, chota, trivial point. When we talk of improving the size of the muscle, we say it's hypertrophy. It's called hypertrophy. Actually, there are other types of hypertrophy also. When you talk in terms of, for example, Suviti, the bodybuilding champion, she wants to increase the size of her muscle. We call it sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Sarcoplasmic. But a sportsman, all sportsmen other than bodybuilders, they don't want size. They don't want to be slowed down on the ground. They need speed. So they will go for a slightly smaller size, but they want more strength. That is called myofibrillar hypertrophy. Okay. So now all these things will be taught in the theory and practice of fitness, 16 types of fitness, because when a client comes to you, he's going to say, okay, my fitness goal is fat loss, for example, or de-stressing or whatever it is. You should be able to use Pilates as a tool or as a medication for solving that man's or woman's problems. Okay. There are 2 exercise formats which are common to all 16 types of fitness. Unless you're doing our personal trainer course, I will not go into that 16 types of fitness in detail, but basically it's weight training and Pilates. These are 2 absolutely common to all the 16, to achieve all the 16 types of fitness. Okay. Now, somebody yesterday asked me the same, is yoga exercise? According to me, my humble view and supported by some of the India's best, most respected yoga scholars, is that yoga is not exercise, it is a therapy. Yoga, when you do as physical in the context of yoga poses, just a physical aspect, you can call it to some extent exercise. But yoga, as it should be done according to the 8 limbs, 8 parts of yoga, what is called Ashtanga yoga or Hatha yoga. There, meditation, concentration, dhyan, mudra, all those things come into play. Cleansing your body, right? So it's a philosophy or a therapy by itself. Yoga, when done after weight training, is brilliant. As good or as effective as Pilates after weight training. That we'll discuss when we come to the exercise kinesiology related to Pilates. Fitness for adults, senior adults, and children. We will try to see how fitness principles are applied, including Pilates, to these categories. I will also teach you fitness assessment and exercise periodization. This, sadly, most trainers in India are not aware. Because I am a bodybuilder, I will train my clients also as a bodybuilder. Because I was a middle distance runner, I'll make all my clients run the treadmill for 20 minutes, whether he wants it or not. No, that's not the way to do it. A fitness professional or a Pilates teacher is like a doctor. If I'm not well, I go to the doctor. The doctor then examines me, assesses me, and then prescribes medications, correct? Same way we are supposed to do that. If I am, for example, Suviti's client, I go to her and tell her, okay, ma'am, these are my fitness goals. Then she'll carry out certain fitness tests. We have 67 fitness tests video recorded. I will share those with you. Our academy is the only academy in the whole world which gives you 1,400 exercise videos to the personal trainer course and 1,100 to the strength and conditioning course. And here about 225 extra videos, including 147 Pilates videos to the Pilates and mat Pilates and mat students. So, and then again, because we follow, it's very interesting. Look at this. You'll also be given a very good detailed program on diet and nutrition plus supplements for which you get a certificate. That is as per the EREPS rules. Just as a personal trainer is expected to know the basics of nutrition, a Pilates teacher is also expected to know basics of nutrition. So we will teach you that. There'll be 10 or 12 sessions, and I will tell you who's going to teach what. And finally, the psychosocial aspects of teaching Pilates. That we will do when Dr. Amruta Deshmukh, an international in triathlon many years ago. She's one of India's senior sports psychologists. She will then lead you through this. We call it exercise and fitness psychology. It's a module called mantra. We call it mantra. And she will take up all the psychological, psychosocial aspects of teaching Pilates. So all that we discussed here, sorry, let me go back. This is online. Okay. Just the way we are doing now. Internationally, officially, this is face-to-face. This is a classroom environment. Now, I'm not using the whiteboard. I'm not writing anything on the screen because at the moment, this is a one-way kind of a thing. But if I were to teach you theory of fitness, I'll be using the whiteboard just as I will be doing in the class. That's one advantage. The other advantage is you get the recordings of the YouTube, you get access through YouTube, the class recordings. So, as we say in Hindi, bar lagatar, continually, as frequently as you possible, you can go through the video recordings. In fact, a lot of students, even in our personal trainer course, they say, sir, we don't want your learning, just give us the YouTube links. That's not enough. But we will give you the textbook, etc., etc. Okay. So all this module 1 is online. Module 2, that's practical training, has got 2 components. One is online, one is offline. Now, what do you mean by online? How can you do practicals online? We will show you. Because we give you the videos. Now, Yasmin, ma'am, what Yasmin will do is, before she takes you to the floor for the actual physical face-to-face practical training end of April, She will be here on YouTube, on Zoom, and she'll make you exercise. You have to copy the exercise that will be played on the video right here. Those practical online classes is not like this, sitting on a chair or munching a sandwich or having a coffee in a hand. No, or cleaning your ear or whatever it is, or there you will have to be on the floor with your screen, laptop or phone, whatever, next to you. Yasmin will play the exercise videos. You have to copy the exercise videos and she will see whether you're doing it right. Got it? That again, the whole thing is being recorded. So you can learn from your mistakes. And as they always say, your blemishes, your weak points, your defects are best seen on film. So when you see yourself practicing, it will motivate you, not discourage you, motivate you to even better. In Pilates, for example, even the position of the fingers is crucial. You can't keep your fingers dhila. You understand? Your communication skills, your cueing skills will be trained, will be seen by Yasmin. We are not here to make you world champion in Pilates. We are here to make you world-class teachers, communicators, gurus. So when Yasmin will teach you the exercises, it is with two purposes. It's a double purpose. One is that you do it the correct way. Second is you teach the correct way. I'll give an example. Of course, this we are not done after COVID. But in the old days, I actually would get visually challenged. You know what I mean? Visually challenged, blind, as students. And my trainer students would then were asked to teach them. So think of it. If Subhiti or one of you is going to teach me an exercise and I'm blind, I cannot see, how will you communicate now? How will you describe the exercise to me? Think of it. We'll try to help you develop that level of communication skills. Fitness is nothing but communication. It's not your six pack or your, how beautiful or handsome you look or whatever it is. It's all about communication. Think of this. I'll repeat. Suppose I was blind, I cannot see, and you teach me an exercise. Will you not agree that the standard of communication will be much higher? Pilates is like that. Pilates will help you develop a standard of communication which you can use in weight training or sports coaching or strength and conditioning, dance teaching, yoga teaching, or whatever it is. Normally, I will do a bicep curl 3 times. Then I'll say, okay, you to copy because I can see what you're doing. No, think in what I'm saying. Visually challenge, how will you teach? This is where we are going to help you. So, principles of Pilates, breath, concentration, all this will be taught. These are the principles of Pilates. Joseph Pilates, how to breathe. Most physical activities have their own technique of breathing. Yoga does not have its own breathing pattern. That's a myth. Surya Namaskar has got its breathing pattern, but then Surya Namaskar, with due respect, is not a traditional yoga asana. It's not a yoga pose. It's a series of yoga poses developed in the 17th century or the 18th century. I'm not in Pune by the Peshwa kings to train their soldiers. Please keep that in mind. Surya Namaskar is not there for the last 800 years or 900 years and all that. It's not mentioned in Hatha Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga and all that. But basically, to come back to the point, breath, concentration, control, precision, center, all being centered, imprint, all these are principles of Pilates, which Yasmin will make you, will introduce you to them on online and then teach you offline. Then she will also make you, as I mentioned, introduce you to the foundation courses. And then finally, through exercise videos, you will have access to, we say about 150, it's actually 147 video exercises. I've already mentioned you teaching and cueing practice. And finally, one of my favorite subjects, apart from theory of strength, is first aid and CPR, which I like to teach personally since 2009. It is first aid and CPR which will make you a better member of your family, a better member of your community, a far more safe and intensity-oriented fitness professional. If you are not confident, you will say, okay, that you are making Dilip 870 to walk on the treadmill, but you are scared to make me walk faster. Ye buddhe ko kya ho gaya to? If this old man collapses, then what will happen? This is the fear always at the back of the mind. But if you know, if you are confident that if I collapse, you know what to do, then you will say, okay, Dilip, I am there to help you out. Come on, let's walk a little faster. Let's walk a little faster. Because after all, intensity is the name of the game. It's not the number of hours that you exercise. It is the intensity with which you exercise. Shorter the duration, higher the intensity. That's the name of the game. Okay. We've done this online, offline. How do we teach? Here, I cannot see it. Okay. This is a video. All 147 videos have been shot by one of our senior master trainers, Saima, who at this particular batch, she will not be teaching. Later on, we'll see what is to be done. But as I mentioned, this is just one of the 147 exercise videos that you will get. Now, I'm sure you'll agree she's a lovely mermaid, right, Saima? And how do you teach that? Every uh, 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 every video is supported by this: the teaching cues, what you are supposed to practice on yourself and teach, and the different variations. So it comes like a PowerPoint presentation. These are the videos that we'll give you. We will not give you just beautifully produced videos, but also the textual matter reference, which will help you become a better teacher. Okay. Manoj, आपका mic mute करो please. I think now, how do the timetable? A lot of people are asking about this. We start on February 11 with a course, a specific introduction to Pilates on mat, which I will do or Yasmin will do. Theory lectures will be February 12 to April 7. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2:30 in the afternoon to 4:30, and Sunday, 10:30 to 12:30. Now, a typical question that is asked, sir, I'm working, I'm this, I'm that. How do I? You have to handle it. We need you to attend at least 50% of the online programs. Make a genuine effort. Not if you go for a kitty party and say you are working, that I mean that will not, I will not come to know what you're doing. But be truthful. I'm not saying you will not be truthful. This is just a general thing that I tell all our batches. Try to attend as many online classes as possible. If you attend and then revise through the recordings on YouTube, it's fantastic. If you miss that class, at least you have the online recording, that will be shared with you. Now, module 1, module 2 is online, offline, but we also what we call guided home study. These are part of your examinations also. Whatever Yasmin will teach you, exercises, for example, you have to practice them at home or in your studio with your regular phone, take selfies and send them to us. Yes, because we want to see whether you're doing it the correct way. That's why it is called guided home study. Don't forget that. We will not give you too many just because there are 147 Pilates exercise videos. We will not make you send us 147 videos. We don't have the time, nor do you have the time. But the foundation, at least 1 out of 6, 1 out of 10, you will have to send us. At least 4 or 5 videos you have to send. Otherwise, how do we know that you are improving, right? This height will be from March 1 to April 21. You also have small submission of home assignments. For example, simple thing, you have members in your family. We want you to teach a simple Pilates exercise to a family. that actually will give you a lot of confidence as a teacher. You understand? Because I see sometimes the best of the guy have brilliant knowledge, but they can't be good communicators. We don't want to be like that. Start with your dear and near ones. You understand? For one thing, dear and near ones will criticize the most, but you will feel at least you are learning something. When you see yourself teaching on the video and we give you our confidential inputs, comments, you will really be a world-class communicator. Okay. And then, of course, online, which we said April 25 to 27 for 3 days in Mumbai. It will be in Mumbai at this point of time. I don't think we'll be able to do this in Delhi and all that because of the local Lok Sabha elections coming and all kinds of other things. And as of now, we have more students from Mumbai. At a later date, we may have more students from Delhi. So we'll definitely do the course in Delhi. Why Delhi? Even Dehradun, I have no problems. We have no problems at all. Now, a lot of times questions asked, sir, do I have to attend offline teaching, the 3-day program? According to me, there's nothing called have to. We are not here, we are not enforcement directorate or something where we can make it compulsory. You understand? But if you want to be a good professional, come and attend. If it is not possible, because during COVID also we're doing classes totally online. So, and we are giving you 150 odd videos. There'll be guided home study. So all that I will say, don't worry about the examination thing. In India, first frequently asked question number one, you'll not believe it. What question? Sir, what if I fail? I mean, Indian, we are so negative minded. Why should you think what will happen if I fail? He has taken it for granted even before enrollment. Enrollment ke pehle usne already decided he is going to fail. Don't be like that. You understand? It's a very common thing here. Sir, what happen if I fail? Do I have to pay a re-exam fee? I first pay the enrollment fee. Why? So don't worry about the exam part. We are not here to fail you and make money out of it. Our examinations are basically a feedback to us, whether we are teaching you well. Even in our personal, the current batch, the last batch which ended in January in Kerala, the percent in Mumbai University EREPS level 4% in the course, we had 97 students. Only 3 really, it is their fault. They did not come for the exam. But each one was given a letter saying where they did well and where they can improve. This is a professional exam, professional course. We are not, who are we to decide whether you will do well, badly or well in the marketplace? The market will decide. Aapke clients decide karenge whether you are good enough to teach them, right? So nothing from, we are not a bachelor's degree or MA degree where gold medal is important. Not that gold medal makes a difference in India anyway. So I will request to you, please try and attend these 3 days of training program. Elections are coming. You know that. Some say end of March elections honge Lok Sabha. Somebody says no, early March, early April, middle April, May. We have no idea. So let me make it very clear right now. These dates are confirmed from our side, subject to voting. The day you have to vote, I do not want you to be in Mumbai. Please vote. Which party, that is for you guys to decide. Okay. Venue in Mumbai will be confirmed in due course. It's already been confirmed actually. When I spoke to the owners of the gym, it's a convenient place. It's not very difficult by metro. Thanks to Mumbai's metro thing is not that bad. If any of you want to have reasonably priced accommodation who are coming from outside Mumbai, and if you tell me your budget at that time, not now, then I can see what can be done to help you. Only for the that means 25th, I don't know what day it is, I forget. But if you come on the 24th evening and return to your house on 27th, that is if you are doing only Pilates on mat. If you are doing Pilates on ball, then you have to stay for 2 days more. I can help you there. Learning materials, what do you get? You get, my God, you get theory textbook. Depending on the course you are doing, Pilates on mat, Pilates on ball, diet and nutrition, theory of fitness, theory and practice of strength. You will get, I think at least, I should have mentioned it here, you will get at least 6 different textbooks plus our excellent exercise videos. Okay. And of course, access to your YouTube recordings and all that. And learning materials means who has approved it. See, we were selected by the University of Mumbai way back in 2015 to partner them. We work not only with University of Mumbai, but we work with 4 other universities. All are well known. D.Y. Patil in Navi Mumbai, uh, KLE Kahir Institute in Belgaum, that's North Karnataka, very close to Goa. And the third is Assam Downtown University in Guwahati. And maybe, I don't know, there'll be 2 other universities we will tie up with and do the courses. Why do we tie up with these guys? When I say syllabus approved means what? We brought Pilates to India in 2009. We tied up with the University of Mumbai in 2015. So what is the relevance? The relevance is only this. In India, there is no fitness association. Like reps in India is there, but that is not compulsory. You understand? Let me make it. It is not compulsory or mandatory for Indian domestic trainers to work in a gym in India or to work as a Pilates teacher in India. You do not need any license. Okay. So therefore, the question comes: who will look up, supervise my quality? Otherwise, I can do what I want. I am also a human being, right? So we decided to tie up with the University of Mumbai through the Physical College Department of College of Physical Education. BPCA stands for College of Physical Education, and of course, EX, European Register of Excellence. They put the quality control assurance on us. What does it mean? How do we teach? Was the lesson plan made by the Yasmin is just coming in now? Was a lesson plan made by the teacher? Was it delivered correctly? What was her feedback? What was the student's feedback? How can we improve? Those are all the quality assurance factors. Who is the certifying authority? Gavi Fitness Academy, of course, but since we have approval from the University of Mumbai, they will also carry a logo of the College of Physical Education, Mumbai, University of Mumbai. Is it nationally accepted, internationally 100%? Here, by mistake, I have said 45 countries. Actually, it should be 52. My mistake. It's Bhavan. I said you have to go and work abroad. No. But if you have our certificate course and you're looking for a change, well, there are a lot of our students, 40 countries, even in Norway, in Germany, in UK. So it's accepted. Okay. Well, our certificate is known as the qualification certificate. EREPS becomes the accreditation. So qualification certificate plus accreditation will give you the foreign countries local that foreign countries professional license. For example, here I mentioned UAE because a lot of our students prefer to go to Dubai and nowhere else, not even Qatar. But then this is we are accepted. Yes. One more frequently asked question to us: do you offer other courses which will help you develop your career? 100%. We are not a one-horse town. You know what I mean? We don't have only one personal trainer course. We are personal trainer course, strength and conditioning course, fitness center management, Pilates, of course, the integrated yoga course developed by the world famous Dr. Garote from Lonavala Yoga Institute. Sixth is, oh my God, bodybuilding coaching. If any of you girls or boys want Yasmin can put that.
Yes, sir.
Mute that. Welcome. Thank you for coming at the last minute. I forgot to tell you yesterday. So the point is we have 7 different courses, one of them which you are doing now. And Pilates ke andar, as I mentioned to you, we have 3 different courses: Pilates on mat, Pilates on ball, Pilates on reformer. Now, why do people ask me this? Do we have other courses? Because very often मैं ये देखता हूँ कि a personal trainer will do one more personal training course because he thinks that will give him more clients. That is not so. After doing BA in English from Mumbai University, why should you do BA in English from Delhi University? It makes no sense. You might as well do MA in or BA, MA in English, or you do some horizontal, some other specialization, right? Same thing here. I agree. This is what I will always say. I find people doing, ACE kiya, ACSM kiya, NASM kiya, and then what? Knowledge is the same. How does it mean? You're wasting your money and time. But I believe in what is called horizontal mobility. That we'll see a little later. How do you do the exam? This is an exam going on. This is the exam going on, practical exam going on. This is in the University of Mumbai. So basically here, the girl in the blue t-shirt is the student who's giving her exams. And the other two who are sitting in front of her are the students, her clients. This entire thing is video recorded. This entire thing is video recorded and then discussed with the student. Not with the intention of failing the student, but to improve, right? Even this young man sitting in the front, the dark blue t-shirt, when he saw himself slouching like that, from that day he said, no, sir, I have to sit straight. I said, yes, better be because you're a Pilates teacher now, right? Uh, how do you do the exams? As I mentioned, there'll be online submissions. There'll be theory, simple theory, proctored MCQ exam. Proctored matlab, you will be, there'll be a, through Google, of course. As usual, Google is everywhere in our life. You give up where if you shake your head, you will be faked. Be careful. It's a very simple 50 MCQs exam. You cannot get up and go, or you can open, can't open another window and see whether the answer is there. That all we are quite smart. Not always that, but the exam is not. Don't worry about that. Okay, you will not fail. Nobody can fail our exam, but you will actually become a good human being after our course. Practical teaching exam, like exactly what you're seeing here. Certifications, Gaio Fitness for Pilates, primary nutrition consultant. That's what we call our personal nutrition specialist. Our top class first aid and CPR AED, and of course your optional additional skills India and EREPS. And in case you guys, one of you wants to, this you can do later on also. Okay, this sorry. The skills India and EREPS are optional. Number one, you don't have to do if you're not going abroad. Now, ये भी हो सकता है, this can also happen that now, this year, you're not going out. But maybe you get a chance to go. It happens very often with ladies. The husband gets a job in Dubai or England. He says, ma'am, the student says, sir, my husband has got a job in England. Can I do? So at that point of time, within 2 years, not even. So if you're doing the course now, maybe by March 2026, uske pehle, before that, you can do a Skills India NSQ. It's a simple online exam for 1 hour. Skills India, Government of India. After that, you will get the EREPS level 4 certificate. So basically, it is optional. And even if you want to do it, you can do it later. Pilates on ball, not much. This is one of our senior girls, Kiran, who is demonstrating an exercise. And the revision, what is the syllabus? Pilates, revision of breath, concentration, control, precision, central flow. Foundation exercise in Pilates on ball, which by the way is also known as a poor man's reformer. And they will teach around 70 to 80 ball exercises. Again, teaching and cueing is very important. Uh, what is the timetable? This thing starts on March 31, ends on April 21. Okay. And we have deliberately kept Pilates on mat and Pilates on ball, practical face-to-face training in Mumbai same together. So if you're coming for a mat, you might as well do your ball and then go back. You don't have to keep coming. Reformer will be a little later. Okay, that's one thing I must tell you. In Reformer, approximately, this is approximate. The textbook is being upgraded now. In fact, Yasmin ma'am is doing the upgradation at the moment, or she will start maybe in the next 2-3 months. It will be ready. But approximately 46 plus 52 kitna hai? Can anyone tell me? Don't look at your phone. Calculate directly and tell me. 46 plus 52 is 98. 98 plus 25 is 123 plus 70, 193. Approximately 190 exercises are there for the reformer. It is not possible to teach all 190 or 200 exercises. Yasmin will teach you the basic stuff and ensure that you do a good job of it. Okay. One question that was asked in the last batch is what about Cadillac and barrel and what is it called? Chair. There are other apparatus also. That we will take them as what we call CEUs. Every 3 years, you are supposed to have additional 30 hours of training. Every 3 years, starting from the date of your Pilates or mat certification, you need to have additional training. You understand my point? I did my graduation in 1975. I don't think you guys were born that time. In 1975, I did my graduation. After that, whatever graduation I did my law. Basically, I was a lawyer. I followed in my law. But in a profession which you are following, pursuing, you have to be abreast. You have to keep updating your knowledge. There's so much of new developments coming up now. The principles are the same, but in weight training, for example, the different types of machines which were unthinkable at one time. Range of motion, range of motion devices or range of motion limiters in weight training have been there for last 25 years. But the kind of stuff that is coming out now is fascinating. Reformer cannot change. The material of the reformer may change. The springs that you see, the springs tensile strength may change, quality will change. For example, Indian reformers are available, but I am not sure of the quality of the springs. So there are a lot of nuances which we can discuss at a later time. So this timetable for the reformer will be finalized only by March 1. I'll sit with Yasmin ma'am and then decide the reformer timetable. Now, who will teach? Yasmin ma'am has just reached. She's she's there somewhere hiding. I can see her name there. Who is Yasmin? This girl she's into Pilates since 2009, ever since when we brought Pilates to India. She is one of the first batch or second batch who did the traditional Pilates as would have been taught by Pilates himself or Lolita San Miguel. 25 years of experience in personal training or maybe more. She is one of the first, as I mentioned. She's a fantastic teacher, a communicator. She has taught not only in India, but in Dubai and Dhaka. With her permission, I can say that she was also the trainer or with the famous studio owner by name Yasmin Karachiwala. It was our Yasmin who was training the trainers there. Although, let me make it very clear that Yasmin Karachiwala, we don't have anything. I mean, she's very good, but we are not connected in any way. Neha Mishra, who was a sports physio in Scotland and now back in Mumbai. She's a Mumbai girl. She will teach you the anatomy and physiology classes and muscle mechanics. And by the way, I just want to tell you one more thing. I hope I'm not taking your time. Apart from Pilates related physiology and kinesiology, we also have a longer module in the personal trainer course. You are welcome to attend those classes also free of cost. Okay. Madhumita Niyog from Kolkata the one who wrote our nutrition book, will be teaching you diet and nutrition with specific focus on sports and performance nutrition. And of course, this old goat sitting in front of you, I will be teaching you theory of fitness, theory of strength, first aid, and all kinds of stuff. And more important is when you have difficulties, please be in touch with me. Our academy is known for it. We are the only academy where we do post-certification mentoring and guidance. No other academy does it, in India at least. India mein kaisa hai ki you pay the fee, you get the training, you get the certificate, then it's salam, bye-bye, good night, good luck, all that. No, in our case, your relationship with me starts the day you enroll. And it will go on. It will go on and on until you decide, okay, you are cutting with me, you don't want to talk to me. Then I will back out gracefully. Okay. So we do a lot of mentoring and this thing. A lot of people ask me, what does the Cadillac look like? So here is this Cadillac. If you put a machardani, mosquito net, it's a fantastic thing to prevent mosquitoes. That also is gives not taught in Pilates, but that you can do it at home if you. This is the reformer here. This is the reformer on the left foreground here. This is the chair, or looks like supposed to be a chair. I think Yasmin may correct me. And extreme right background is the ladder, barrel ladder. The fee is 25,000. Now, this one interesting thing. When Yasmin did her course with us in 2009, she paid 30,000 for a 3-day course. 30. That time there was no service tax, no GST, nothing. But today I'm charging only 25,000 for a much longer class, much longer. That time there was no AREPS. Now we have AREPS. That time we had no diet and nutrition. We did not have videos. We just had a text, right? Just a 3-day course. And the 4th day was just 2 hours of master class, as we called it. So our fees, this is one academy where we don't overcharge. It's very interesting. In personal trainer course also, there are academies who charge 1 lakh 10, 1 lakh 65, 1 lakh 65, but we charge only 60,000 reps level, and we teach much, much, much more. It's not only 50, 60 weight training exercises. We teach 580 weight training exercises. And plus, we are adding some more this year. So we are little different. Here, I will always try to take your side. I am not a businessman in that sense. Okay. So Pilates on mat. Plus, of course, I think as the landing page would have shown you, if you do Pilates on mat with us, you pay the 25,000. But then if you do Pilates on ball, you get some discount. Again, if you do reformer at a later date, you can get some discount. Even this 25,000 is not payable upfront. Do not pay me upfront in one lump sum. If you have that much of money, open a fixed deposit or put it in a SIP or what, in save money. You understand? I don't need the money urgently. This 25,000 can be paid over a period of, we start in February, March, April, pay me in 3 months. I have no problems. But pay it on time. That's very important. You got it? Pay it on time. We are very, very, because I understand what life is all about. We are not a money making racket. Okay. And I've already mentioned to you Skills India ka RPL vagara, EREPS, that is optional. You may not be going abroad this year, but next year you may have a chance. That time you pay this 10,000 or 9,500. Abhi ki fee, the fee now is 4,500 and 5,000. Maybe next year it may be 600 rupees more, or tax may change. So whatever is applicable at that time, you have to pay that. Can you do this now? You're not going out of India. Can you do it now? Why not? You can do it now also. The only thing is, EREPS ka European certificate, this is to be renewed every year by paying some 3,750 every year. That's all. But if you don't want to do it renewal every year by paying 3,750, then do it the time that you have to. Okay. Yes. Now I will ask Sonia in our office to share with you this YouTube recording of Saima answering a lot of these frequently asked questions. I don't want to. It's around the 30-minute things. I don't want to. I can click it there and I can take you to YouTube and you can listen to what Saima is saying. But these are universally asked questions. Please visit them. After that, if you still have doubts, please call me. Most of you have my telephone number, right? Please call me personally, because when you decide to become a member of my family, I will try to make you as comfortable as is possible. Benefits. Very, very frequently asked question. मुझे क्या मिलेगा इसमें से? What will I get out of Pilates? Then why are you doing the Pilates? Oh, because my friend is doing Pilates. Now, if your friend is doing the Pilates course, and therefore does not mean that you have to do Pilates. Okay. Look at the benefits independently, not because your boyfriend or girlfriend or friend or somebody did. No, don't do things like that. He may like or she may like some ice cream that you can taste, but when it comes to your career, do what is suitable to you. Now, for example, Pilates teachers earn about 40% more than traditional personal trainers who focus only on weight training. Okay. Why that is happening, that's a different thing altogether. But one reason, for example, you can add value. You are adding value through your better, higher communication skills. Pilates teaches you that. And you are supposed to be a more communicator. Okay. The way you sit or kneel next to the Pilates client, you can't be standing like this, showing off your biceps and saying, you can't do doing all that stuff. Secondly, today, all over the world, including the Middle East, Dubai, India, gym owners welcome Pilates teachers because that brings in more footfall, that many more customers, that much more income to everybody. So Pilates is in great demand now. Horizontal progression or horizontal mobility in career. I mentioned that earlier. Instead of doing two similar personal trainer course, if you are already a personal trainer or a physiotherapist or a nutritionist or a dance teacher or a yoga teacher, then do Pilates then. If you've done MA in yoga from Rishikesh, don't come and do MA in yoga from your Mumbai University. You're not going to add to your clients. It's wasting money and time. I will like you to instead of doing vertical progression, same thing from multiple sources. Do horizontal progression, horizontal mobility as it is called. This is what will help you get a wider net. It's like a fishing net. Your net becomes bigger, and you'll get that many more clients. It offers competitive edge to personal trainers, physios, nutritionists, sports coaches, strength and conditioning coaches. What does this mean? A personal trainer who's good at Pilates, that is a person I will like to take. I don't want two different persons, one Pilates teacher and one personal trainer, or one yoga teacher and one Pilates teacher. If you are a nutritionist, okay, a nutritionist can add value to the nutrition counseling that she's giving to the clients. Here, she can actually make them exercise according to the calorie expenditure, calorie intake measurements, or whatever it is. Take a physio, for example, physiotherapist. In India, most physiotherapy is more reactive. Reactive matlab injury hone ke baad if my doctor says that I will go to the physiotherapist. Look at the way India is. If I get an injury, I'll go to my family doctor. He will give some malam patti, he'll give some medication, ointment, whatever it is. Then after some time, no, now pain is not going, go to an orthopedic surgeon who will do some tablets, capsules, maybe some corticosteroid injection, no relief. Then finally somebody will go to the physio. That is called reactive. In actual reality, the moment I get an injury, I should be going to the physiotherapist. You see? But that does not happen. Now, I am not there to change the world, but I can help the physio to become slightly more proactive, where in his capacity as a Pilates teacher, he begins to get clients directly. That's one. Number two, after sports injury rehabilitation, he can use Pilates for further recovery and keep that client, convert that patient into a client. Got it? This is how it works. And this is the reason you guys will not believe it. None of you have done my personal trainer course. We have the number of MBBS doctors, physiotherapists who are doing our personal trainer course is not a joke. Dentists, I got into fitness. Chartered accountants, I got into fitness in Ambala and in Chandigarh. So, and second, of course, equally low investment, high returns. As a Pilates and mats teacher, what do you need? You need to spend 25,000 plus that GST. That's one investment. Second, maybe you need to buy three, four, five mats, not more than 1,000 rupees. You'll get 5 mats. Am I right? That's your investment. You need 10 square feet of place for 3 clients to lie down. You don't have to put crores of hundreds of lakhs of rupees to open a gym. Even if you open you add another ball, maybe a 500 rupees, you get 2 balls, stability balls. And maybe later on you say, no, I want to put up a nice proper studio with maybe 2 reformers. Now, reformers can cost anything from 2 reformers can cost anything from 2 lakh rupees to 12 lakh rupees. But you can buy, you don't have to spend money like in a typical weight training gym. There are very few Pilates teachers in India, very few Pilates studios in India. Therefore, there's a bigger demand for you guys. Therefore, low cost means low investment and high returns. And as I mentioned to you, we are proud of the fact that we do a lot of mentoring and guidance even after certification. And this, of course, it is not compulsory. Maybe I should not have mentioned it. From June 1, we start our own franchise across India, chain of Pilates studios. If any of you are interested at that point of time, we can discuss where your low cost will be lower, even lower, and income will be even higher. Okay. So this is where I stop the video, the PPT. Now you can ask me questions. Reena, Rashika, Dr. Reena, of course, she's an expert in strength and conditioning from Indonesia. She's an outstanding strength and conditioning coach. She did her doctorate in Indonesia and she's a master's in Australia. Rashika Suriti, of course, is a well-known, not well-known. When I meet her, I must take her autograph. And Yasmin, of course, she's a little shy girl. Yasmin is a little shy girl, but she's good. Poonam, Sangeeta, all of you, any questions? You can shoot them. Yeah,
I would like to ask something.
Yeah.
First of all, say thank you very much for the invitation, and then I like to join today this morning, and I'm very lucky to meeting you, Mr. Dilip. Like when you explain about everything today, is amazing. I mean, all the benefit. We just like thinking we not in the in the course, short course, but like you are in university. I mean, all the detail, all the subject you teach for the Pilates, this is very good support to be instructor professional. And first, actually, I want to ask about this. What the differences of Pilates and yoga? Because this is like a little bit like
Yeah. Okay. I'll come to
like
that. So,
familiar with all the movement. But you just
Yes.
mentioned about the yoga is like a medication. It's just like release your stress and everything. But all the movement actually it is just the same. But
Okay.
I'm not expert about the Pilates and yoga. And also when you explain about the Pilates with the ball, Pilates with the reformer, Pilates with other thing, that's a little bit high intensity. We need like a more flexibility and more stronger board and muscle of tissue to do with the reformer equipment.
Correct.
But yes, I mean like when we're doing the basic of the Pilates, I think when we already done with all the basics, so maybe we can move to go to the reformer equipment.
That's right.
And yeah, after you explain about everything, I think I'm interesting you to come to Indonesia. You can open the Gayo Academy at my university because we have a lot of. I will show you later on my gym, my room for Pilates. So, but we didn't have an expert. But if you want to make like this short course or long course or like academy or like post certification, because all the lecture from my university they can teach biomechanics, kinesiology, and everything. We have all the lecture over there because Indonesia we don't have a certificate like this. This is more detail. You seem like you study in like a you graduate for a bachelor. It's not only for a sport short course. This is like long term. And I agree with you. Some online, some offline, but this is amazing idea. So fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Rina. I'll answer your questions. The point is, yes, we can go to Indonesia, Jakarta tomorrow morning, no problem. You can go to Jakarta tomorrow. But now to come back, that's a very good question you asked. What is the relationship between yoga and Pilates? As I mentioned right in the beginning, when Joseph Pilates developed Pilates, see, Joseph Pilates comes from a socio-cultural background when Germans loved the Aryan culture, Aryan, Aryan, which was North India or India, So even today in Germany, traditionally outside India, the faculty, the university departments for the old ancient language of Sanskrit, it's in Germany. As much as in Germany always admired a lot of these so-called Aryan cultural icons. Yoga was one, and Sanskrit language was the other. So it was very natural for Joseph Pilates to pick up few elements out of yoga. Okay, that's one. But having said that, there are several differences between Pilates and yoga. Let's take yoga. Yoga was traditionally been there for the last 3,500 years. Pilates has been there only since 1920. So let's say 202 years old. As compared to yoga, which is therefore not less than recorded yoga is 3,500 years old. But yoga, as we know, was developed in the 18th century, in the 17th century, in the year 1655, when Sundar Devan, the name of that famous yoga guru is Sundar Devan from South India, who wrote the book called Hatha Yoga. That is when all the principles of yoga were put together. And from that came up what we call in India or across the world, Ashtanga Yoga. Asht means eight limbs or 8 parts of yoga. Now, this is the main difference between yoga and Pilates. In yoga, you have to do the whole thing together. Now, for example, the physical asanas or the physical poses is the pose in which you do meditation. You also do what's called dhyana. There are 8 components of yoga. What the Western world looks at is only the physical aspect of it. It is because of the physical aspect of it today. See on Instagram, what they show is not yoga. It's all what is called body contortion. They call it contortion yoga. They want to develop it like a cult, like CrossFit, for example. CrossFit is fabulous. I have no complaints about contortion yoga. You know, contortion yoga is where you put your head between your ankle, or that ankle goes in your ear, all kinds of things. That is called body contortion. So that is not yoga. That is more of physical flexibility, or whatever it is called. Yoga was basically body poses for the mind to meditate and relax. That is first difference. In Pilates, there's nothing called 8 different types or 6 different. There's nothing spiritual or mental. It's all physical. Pilates is all physical. Joseph Pilates never spoke in terms of meditation. Meditation is integral to yoga. Okay, unfortunately, even in India, it is not taught. That's a different thing altogether. But on paper, the difference is, that's the first difference. Second difference is Pilates follows Western fitness science principles. What does that mean? You need to contract the muscle to develop strength. What is the definition of strength? Muscle contraction, right? In yoga, you stretch the muscle, you relax the muscle, you don't contract it. It is opposite of strength in that sense. Now, what does this mean? I need to do a Pilates exercise maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 times until I get some element of muscle soreness or discomfort. In yoga, the first principle is, it's called Sthiram Sukham. You know, what it means is stability and flexibility without pain. So therefore, it is more of a therapy. It is not an exercise. And yoga is spiritual. It is not religious. It has got nothing to do with Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Christians, nothing of that sort. Yoga is very, very secular. It's meant for all human beings, because when yoga was developed, there was no Hindu, there was no Muslim, there was no Christian. It's a very old thing. So these are the two main basic differences between yoga and Pilates. Now, the other thing that you mentioned was, you are right. Traditional Pilates always is taught in stages, because a lot of people, that's what I mentioned just before you joined us. A lot of people say reformer yoga directly. We don't allow that. You must do Pilates on mat, digest the information, practice it, make your body more flexible, strong, then go to Pilates on ball. Even ordinarily speaking, sitting on the ball is tough, difficult, leave alone exercise. So Pilates on mat, then comes Pilates on ball. Ideally speaking, there needs to be a gap of at least a couple of months of regular practice. And reformer, of course, that's the reason why we will be doing reformer much little later. Because the body, as you rightly said, the body has to get stronger. Joints have to be able to take that flexibility. And unless you develop basic principles, master Pilates on mat, you cannot master Pilates on ball. And unless you do these two, you cannot master Pilates on reformer. So this is the way we do it. Anyone, Rashika, any questions? Fairy, Manoj? Yasmin, could can I? Do you want to say something, Yasmin?
We are all clear. Good set of information, and I now understand it much better. So yes.
Good. I'm happy. And any other question? Yes, the last question can be, what time can I leave? I got lunch to have. Fairy, any doubts? Fairy? Sangeeta?
Fairy is still in mute.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's
So
okay.
I just want to know about the reformer classes, offline one in Mumbai.
See,
That will be decided later on,
on
right?
March 1st. On March 1st.
Okay, so just one request. If it's possible, then just keep the classes with the mat and the ball only.
No, that's a little difficult. I'll tell you why. As we just now mentioned as I answered to Dr. Reena, we will be unfair to you if we combine reformer with mat and ball. That's the problem. You first need to do your BA, then you do your MA, then you do your PhD. First, not only just to see, don't look at this from the certificate point of view. Once you get the certificate, practice it for at least a month. Then you are, so we go step by step. Unfortunately, we cannot do all three together. Don't, because you will get injuries. You will get injuries. That some of those injuries can be so, because reformer is not a joke. The tension of the springs is not what we see. No, they don't do it. You have to do it in the correct this thing. Better that you do it next year. And any case, we'll be giving you the videos, so you can start practicing reformer in any case. Okay.
All right. Just
Probably,
that's all.
probably we would have done it in the month of May, but with the Lok Sabha elections coming up, we are not sure what is going. I mean, now that you are standing for elections, nor I'm not going to become the prime minister. So the point is, let's digest the knowledge, then we go to reform. I want you to be a top class reformer. You understand? Reformer coach.
Yes, definitely.
I want to go and teach in the academy in Masuri.
Definitely, I'll do that.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, I'm done here.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much.
Asked.
Yeah.
Chicken
biryani, kidhar hai? Arey, my God, that's fantastic, yeah. Wow, my mouth is watering. I'm already feeling hungry. I think somebody is having chicken biryani at home. Okay, ask Rashika, what is the question?
Is it recommended to do mat and ball together, like the way you
Yes,
have?
it's not that. See, if you notice one thing, by the time we start ball, you've already done 1.5 months of mat. So that's good enough. That's really good enough. I mean, this is something. It's for your safety, not from. If I want to make money, I can do reformer first and put everything together. But that's not fair. We are being unfair to you guys. There's no point. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Class. Bye-bye. Bye, Mesh. See you. Enjoy your biryani. Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Close. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.